Hi, this is Chris Kim with the SAP Digital Social and Communities team. I'm here in Madrid at Sapphire Now SAP TechEd 2012, and I thought I would give a virtual tour of one of the main halls here to give folks who aren't fortunate enough to be here themselves, to give them a bit of an idea of what it's like to walk through the show floor. This is something that I did for Las Vegas TechEd last month, and people seem to really like it, so I thought I would do it again here. So let's go ahead and get started. There are actually 5 main halls for this conference, for these 2 conferences. This Hall 8 that we're going to is actually where most of the TechEd, primary TechEd content is. And so we'll start with this, and I'll shoot additional videos for some of the other main halls so you can get an idea of that as well. The challenge here is that these halls are actually enormous, and so I will do my best to walk through as quickly as possible, so these aren't 10-minute videos. But you can see I've just entered here, and let's start with the eye candy. So here we have featuring one of our customers, which is the McLaren Group, the car manufacturer, and they have a very nice display here. The sign here says McLaren Group runs better with SAP, and they've got some demos, and obviously a couple of very nice cars there. So I'm going to span around a little bit so you can see this is at the entrance of the hall. As I walk this way, you will see a big theater area for Ariba, which is a company that SAP recently acquired. And so the theater hall is what you're going to see coming up right now. The actual show floor doesn't open yet, but people you can see are already starting to gather. Jim Snabe, one of our co-CEOs, is actually speaking right now, and you can see large crowds of people are already starting to gather. So this is Ariba. And as I walk down, you can see just how far down this goes. As I look to my left here, you'll see this area is called the user experience area, which is really SAP's effort to really focus on user design, designing a lot of new apps, a lot of them focused on the consumer. And so we've got a really nice area here with some of the product members who've been building some of these apps. Very cool area and new to the conference. It is interesting. You can already see a lot of people are starting to congregate, actually, even though technically we haven't opened the floor yet. People are sitting around watching the keynote. This is one of the main lecture sessions here. And as I walk down, you'll see here to my right, this is one of our 2 main expert networking lounge areas. And for anyone who's been to Las Vegas or has seen the Las Vegas video, you can see this is actually a much larger space, which is really nice. It just kind of gives you a little bit more breathing room. And we've got, let's see, 5 lounge areas here with sessions on all sorts of topics, and these are generally filled quite a bit. Standing room only usually for most of these. And then as I walk around, you'll see another area for the networking lounges on the other side. What you're seeing here, I'm kind of panning through, is middle area with some areas, some pods, Q&A areas, and also a place where you can take your photo. So for social media accounts, if you want to update your photo on your Twitter or your Facebook, we are a professional photographer on site to take your photo. Here's another one of our large lecture areas. And as we head back, one thing that's kind of unique is, if you can see here, I'll try to focus in. This is the SAP Broadcast Center, which is actually part of the Sapphire Now experience. But this is essentially an entire studio that's just been built inside this exhibit area, where they run interviews all throughout. You can see they even have seats and little bleachers here for people to view. So we'll be having, in studio TV format, interviews kind of going on nonstop. The sign over there, if you can see kind of off to the distance, that's actually an entrance to one of the other halls, which I'll be giving a video tour of later on. And I'm going to turn around. We're in the back of the hall now, so I'm going to turn around. We're going to go back down to the other side. Here's another one of the lecture sessions. And once the conference gets started, you'll be just a ton of people. All these seats are always filled. They're standing room only on the lectures. Just a ton of activity, but it's actually nicer to kind of give you the tour now where I won't be bumping into people and where there might be a lot of folks hanging out. You can see some of the other areas here. Here's the trophy for Demo Jam, which is happening later tonight. Here's one of the photo areas where you can take your photo, as I mentioned before. This is the other expert networking lounge area. You can see kind of people starting to gather and congregate, already getting online. I'll span around here. This is the SAP Community Network area. And as I head back, what we're going to see is the other big broadcast area that's been built. This one is focused on TechEd, and this is our SAP TechEd Live Studio. You can see that here. So similar to the broadcast studio, there are interviews basically happening throughout the show, and our broadcasts, and most of them are streaming or placed on demand for folks who want to view them online. And we're almost back to the front of the exhibit hall, so I've just given you a brief tour of this. I did it in about 6 minutes, so not too bad. Hopefully this gives you a nice flavor of the show floor, at least one of the halls. And I will kind of continue. I'll do probably one or two more of these to show some of the other halls. But hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.